Hello, welcome to the Comeback Champion Summit. I'm Allyson Chavez. I'm a prosperity and transformation coach and am so honored that I've been invited to speak on this amazing summit that Shay has put together. So first and foremost, just want to tell you what a privilege and how excited I am to be here. For those of you who don't know me or anything about me, I'm a prosperity and transformation coach. I am passionate about helping ambitious, God-centered, or spiritually minded women and men learn how to lay down the struggle, get out of their own way, manifest their dreams, build their businesses, have a huge impact, and most importantly, love life as they go. And today we're going to talk about the prosperity approach, the inner game strategies to outer game success. I wonder if you have ever thought to yourself, you're making this harder than it actually needs to be. Have you ever felt like you've tangled up in how, or you're getting in your own way? Are you ready to really lay down the struggle and create the impact that you're here to create and make that difference that you know you're here to make, but also feel those blessings and grab onto that prosperity and the wealth that is here for you as well? That's what I am all about. I've been a mentor for the last 18 years, 20 years actually. 8 years ago, I was inspired to leave the company that I was with and create my own online business. I had no idea how to do that, but I followed the nudge and did it. Within 2 years, I had scaled my business to multiple six figures. So we were making between $20,000 and $25,000 every month. Now, I had never made that kind of money before in my life. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. We always had enough, but it was never, we had enough for our needs, but never enough for our wants. And so this kind of money, I didn't know how to handle, actually. And I learned really quickly that there was a dark side to success. I didn't have the belief system to really support that kind of growth and even scaling beyond that. And before too long, my business began to tank. Now, like any hot-blooded entrepreneur, I started pumping more money into it because we had the money at the time. But the more money I put into it, the more people I hired, the more strategies I implemented, the faster my business seemed to tank. And 2 years ago, we reached what I called financial Armageddon. We were $150,000 in debt. 100 grand of it was in consumer credit cards, all in the name of my business. We were $1,500 behind in our bills every month, and I felt like the world's biggest loser and the world's biggest failure. If it were just me that had, run this into the ground, it would be one thing, but I'm married and we have 4 children. And so there were 5 lives that were directly affected by my failure. I realized one day that my business had made me quasi-suicidal and bipolar, and I told my husband, I need to side hustle this for a little while. I got to put this on the side burner, work on something else, because I realized that I had wrapped up my own sense of worth and value in the financial success of my business. I don't know if you can relate to that. So I got a full-time job in shipping and receiving. I got a part-time job as a crossing guard, and I went to work on my mind. See, I knew that I was the linchpin to my success and my failure. I knew I was making it harder than it was. I knew I was getting in my own way, and I needed to back off of this business has to work kind of mentality and just work on manifesting or creating something that it was okay if I failed or if I didn't reach it. I actually decided to do a thought experiment, and I onboarded my family. We each picked a different thing that we wanted to manifest by the end of the year. This was the end of August in 2018. And I'm going to skip all of the miracles and all of the delightful things that happened, but every single one of us had manifested it by the end of the year. I wanted to take my family of 6 on a trip to Hawaii. We didn't have the money. We didn't have the means. We didn't have a credit card. We were knocking the door on Chapter 13 bankruptcy at the time. And it not only was impossible, my mind told me it was stupid, it was reckless, and it was irresponsible for me to even dare dream about taking my family to Hawaii when we couldn't even put dinner on the table. Well, like I said, we manifested everything that we wanted through God's goodness and grace and a lot of miracles. And when we got back from Hawaii, I had a very distinct impression that I needed to sit down and document everything that I did, because there was a specific inner game that I played that I didn't even realize was a strategy while I was doing it. All I knew is that for the first time in years, I was feeling good. I was having fun. Life didn't seem like it was such a struggle. It was such a hassle. And when I realized all of these things that happened, we had manifested things. It was easy and it was fun and it was flowing and it was delightful. Now, I'm not one of those unconsciously successful people where I just say, hey, let's try it and it works. I know a lot of people are. I'm not one of those. I wanted a rinse and repeat formula so that I could do this again and again and again. And when I wrote down everything that I did, I realized I'd cracked the manifesting code. Now, there were two things that I hadn't broken at the time. We hadn't changed how much money was coming into my business. My business was still tanking in a spectacular way. And I didn't know how money worked. I didn't know how to change my beliefs. And so we fast forward to February of 2019. I was actually ready to close the doors to my business. We still weren't making hardly any money, and it didn't really make sense for us to keep the doors open. But in March, I learned how money actually works, and I learned how to change my beliefs. And over the next 6 weeks, I practiced what I learned. In May, I made $15,000. In June, I made $23,000 over the course of a week. In July, we made $40,000. In the span of 6 months, we went from bankruptcy to $232,000 in our account. And it was easy and it was fun and it was stretchy and there was work, but it was inspired work. It was so much fun. And when I realized what had happened, I'd actually also gone from 8 clients to 97 clients in that span of 6 months. And I realized I needed to do the same thing that I had done manifesting Hawaii and everything else our family did. I needed to reverse engineer it. I need to reverse engineer how I raised my financial frequency. What game did I play? And I realized through those experiences that there is only one game that you need to master. And that game is the inner game. When you have the correct inner game and you're playing the inner game to win instead of playing the game not to lose, your outer game completely changes and you get the results that you want or something even better. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, are inner game strategies for those outer game results that you really, really want. I have learned that mindset is 100% everything. Business is 100% mindset. It's not the outer game strategies that you're playing. And I know you're doing strategies and tactics and you're addicted to them, because so am I, because we're entrepreneurs. But the only strategies that you need to have nailed down is what's going on up here. It's those inner game strategies. So I want to bring 3 points to light through this talk today. I first want to talk about how money works vibrationally. Then we're going to touch on the role that beliefs play in your success. And then we're going to wrap it up with the inner up leveling so that you can receive more money and love life as you go. So one thing that I learned about money, and that where most of us go sideways about money, is that we make money the boss. We make money the source of everything. Einstein said everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Everything is energy. Money is energy. Currency is energy. And energy, just like the universe that we're a part of, wants to grow. It's wired for increase and it's wired for expansion. It wants to expand in creativity and in fuller and fuller expression. Money is the means by which we're able to do that, by which we're able to expand and grow. Now, most people want money for security, for safety, and for comfort. Now, what I've learned about money is that in order for money to come, it has to have a really powerful purpose behind it. And if your purpose to have a lot of money is so that you feel safe and comfortable and secure, you're not going to get money to come. And this is why. Because money is energy, and energy wants to expand in creative expression. The purpose of money to keep you comfortable and safe and secure has no creativity or expansion as part of that. So we need to put a different purpose to money. When we have, and the only thing that we need to make sure of is that the purpose is meaningful and powerful for you. The purpose for money for me was a trip to Hawaii. Maybe the purpose of money for you is to pay off your home, or to create greater impact in the world, or it's a great pair of shoes that you want. It just needs to have purpose and power for you. Now, let me tell you why we don't need to make money the bad guy anymore. We're not going to get that feeling of security with money the way that we're wanting to. Let me explain what I mean. I know this is sounding just a little bit disjointed right now. If we're wanting safety and security and money to bring that, at a surface level, money will bring that to you. But that deep soul craving that we have, that deep need we have for comfort, for security, for safety, money does not bring on that really, really deep level that we require. It does bring it on a surface level, but if you're thinking that it's always going to keep you safe and secure, it's what keeps you chasing after money. Oh, what if I lose it? That becomes the big fear now. What if I never get it is the fear, and then we get it, and then we're afraid that we're going to lose it because we're expecting money to fill a need that it doesn't fill. It's like expecting Sprite to quench your thirst. Sprite looks exactly like water if it's been sitting out on a counter long enough and there's no more carbonation in it. But Sprite will never quench your thirst. It doesn't have the properties in it to quench your thirst. So we don't need to make Sprite the bad guy, just like we don't need to make money the bad guy for not filling that deep soul need that we have of feeling safe and secure. What we've done, and where most people go sideways, is they've made money their source. We've made our clients our source. The next big contract is our source. The bank, the government, the investors, we've made them all our source, and they're not. Those are just channels. When you get really clear on what your true source is, which is your higher power. Now, my vocabulary is God. When you use whatever your vocabulary is for your higher power, whether it's universe or God or angels or infinite intelligence or energy, higher self, I don't care what it is. You just need to connect to it. Because when you understand that God is your source and you are connected to unlimited supply at all times, then if a channel dries up, it's not a big deal. It's just a channel. You can dig another channel. You can make another trench for money to come in because that wasn't your source. That was just a channel. One of the most profound affirmations that helped me when we were in so much struggle and I was in so much fear around money because we didn't have it was this beautiful small affirmation. My faith in God is my fortune. This means an abiding faith that everything happens for me and that somehow everything plays out the way it is supposed to. My faith in God is my fortune. That helped me to shift so that money had its proper place, its proper perspective, and to realize if God is my source, I'm always secure. I'm always safe. I'll always be comforted, regardless of how much money is coming in or coming out, because I'm connected to that unlimited supply of prosperity and wealth and riches and money, and God will supply that as I continually expect him to. Second thing, the role beliefs play in your success. You know, we can implement all of the outer game strategies we want, but if we have this belief that this is too big for us, I don't actually make a difference, this probably isn't going to work, I always get disappointed because my results aren't as big as I hope they'll be, that's exactly what you're going to experience because of the belief cycle. The belief cycle goes like this. Beliefs create your thoughts. Your thoughts then create your emotions. Your emotions influence the actions you take or the behaviors that you have, and those lead to your results. And then your results reinforce your beliefs. Now, most of the time when we get a result that we don't want, what does society teach us? We'll go back to the action that you took. Take a different action. You better work harder. You better get another job. Oh, try a different tactic. Try another strategy. That one didn't work. Maybe this one will. But what actually caused it was your belief. Your results will always, always, always match your beliefs. So you've got to know what your beliefs are, and we've got to change those beliefs. We don't need to change the action necessarily. We just need to change the beliefs. Here's how it works on a scientific level. We've got two different parts of our brain. We've got the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious part of us works to manifest results. It's why we love the strategies. We love the ideas. That's where we dream. But the subconscious mind, that where all the beliefs are, it runs all the programs, it runs the whole show. Well, the subconscious mind works to manifest your beliefs. And of the two, you will always, always, always manifest your beliefs. So we just need to discover what our beliefs are, change the beliefs so they match the results we want, and you'll get the results that you want. It's so simple. It's so straightforward. We just must change our beliefs. Third thing I want to discuss is the inner up leveling so that you can get more money. And what does this look like? This looks like the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Now, most of the time we think that gap is sales. We just need to skill up in our sales, or I need to have another really cool, sophisticated strategy, or my marketing is off, or my messaging is off, or whatever. And that might be true. That might be things that need to be tweaked, or things that we're constantly looking to just tighten up and to really be so much clearer all the time. I'm always looking for ways to say things better, but that's not the gap that I'm talking about that needs to be closed. When you are wanting to close that gap between where you are and the next goal you want, it isn't just strategies or tactics or tools. Closing that gap is a shift in identity. It's a shift in who you are. It's a different version of you. And here's where people get tripped up over that as well. Who you're being is getting your results today. And everybody wants to be, but nobody wants to become. Because the becoming is hard. The becoming sucks. The becoming is filled with unknowns. You get tangled up in the how. It's why we hate the journey and just want the destination. But what if that becoming was filled with ease, was filled with joy, was filled with delight and discovery? And as you up-level who you are, who you're being in the moment, not just in the thoughts that you're thinking, but the habits that you have, the behaviors that you're exhibiting, how you carry yourself, what you talk about, what you think about, how you serve others, just all of those things that just make you uniquely you. When you can up-level those things, and if that part is just expansive and delightful, where you have massive awareness with zero judgment, and then we take that awareness one step further into, all right, how can we tweak this? How can we use this for our benefit? Because here's one thing I absolutely know: everything happens for you. Nothing happens to you. Any challenge, any setback, any perceived failure that we are experiencing is literally there so that we can increase our capacity for more joy, for greater wealth, for greater impact, and more prosperity. And the becoming is actually where the magic is. It's where the miracles are. And it's actually my specialty in that becoming. It's why I'm so absolutely obsessed with the inner game, because if you will dial in on your inner game and change your inner game, your outer game results will reflect your inner game. You can use the same strategy over and over and over again, and it will work because you're playing the right game. Or if this strategy isn't working, another one will come in its place really, really quickly because of the game that you're playing here. You're playing the game to win instead of playing the game not to lose. And oh, my prosperity seeking friend, those are two completely different games with two totally different endings. So I have something that I've created that I would love to gift to you. If you have resonated with me or resonated with my message and really want to dial in on your inner game so that you can get those clients coming in the door, so that you can love building your business, because as we know, business building is really just personal development on steroids. If you would like more inner game strategies, I have created what's called a prosperity bundle. And what is involved, what comes in that is, first of all, a PDF download of my best-selling book. It's called The Prosperity Approach, the simple formula to ultimate prosperity. You're also going to get a prosperity guide. And these are 52 different inner game strategies that you can play that will help you dissolve fear, dissolve money blocks, and really help you get that success without struggle that you're wanting. And then I have a 90-minute masterclass that I did specifically around money and how to raise your financial frequency, and other inner game strategies that you can play specific to money. So if this is something that you would like to learn and you would like to spend a little bit more time with me, then you're going to go to prosperityapproach.com/bundle. That's prosperityapproach.com bundle, BUNDLE, 100% free. This is something that I created really for me, to help me get out of fear, to help me dissolve those money blocks, to lay down that struggle. And those strategies are things that I have used, that I continue to use today, that make life just so beautiful, so meaningful, and help you to experience prosperity on every single level. Money, relationships, your connection with your spirit, with your higher power, your health, everything that's important to us. Because prosperity isn't just about money. Prosperity is living that fullness of life in every way that's meaningful to you. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, go to prosperityapproach.com/bundle, grab that prosperity bundle, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.